Well, hello there, YouTube. It's Ro here. Thank you for visiting You Grow Ro. If this is your first time here, I hope you'll consider subscribing at the end of this video. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you. Today, I'm working in my tomato seed binders, and I'm bringing you guys along with me in just a moment. Alright, you guys, I have count them, 4 binders full of tomato seeds, and I am looking to separate them just minorly. What I want to do is I want to pull all of my micro dwarf tomatoes from out of the general population and put them in their own binder. So we're going to have, in the end, I'll have 5 tomato binders because the 5th one will be for my micro dwarfs. All right, so I'm going to go through these one by one and pull out the micro dwarfs that I find. So when we talk about micro dwarfs, what exactly am I referring to? In my mind, a micro dwarf is going to be 12 inches or shorter. 12 inches maximum height. That's a micro dwarf in my opinion. And they're usually extremely compact foliage, that is, on the tomatoes. And that foliage is usually very thick and rugose, and the main stem is usually very stocky. They are very fun to grow, and you can grow them indoors or out. It's up to you. I'll be growing them indoors over the winter. I normally do. And in fact, now's a good time to mention to you that there is a grow-along happening currently, hosted by Broke But Bountifully Blessed and Gail's Southern Living. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that this is a micro dwarf. It started a couple weeks ago, I want to say. And it's all about growing micro dwarfs. The hashtag for that is, I think this is another one. Hashtag micro dwarf 2526. Because it'll be running from 2025 and into 2026. I have several videos on it. I will also link to the video put out by Carol over at Broke and Bountifully Blessed. And you can still get in it if you want to. There's nothing saying you can't join it a little bit late. Nothing wrong with that at all. The more the merrier. In fact, it's highly encouraged. I think many of us want everyone in the community growing something over these winter months indoors if you can. So whether you're doing that in hydro or Kratky or in soil, you could be growing something. And tomatoes, they're just, delicious, and they just happen to come in this tiny, tiny stature, perfect for indoor growing. I couldn't even tell you how many varieties there are out there of micro dwarf tomatoes, but I can tell you that more and more are being developed as we speak. I know that several people in the Facebook group for Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head, Tomato Lovers Collective, there are people in there who are currently, you know, trying their hand at developing their own tomato. I thought about it, but I haven't done it. I haven't ventured to do that yet. So maybe one day, but not today. Anyways, more and more of them are being introduced all the time. In fact, when I get this all separated and pull all my micro dwarfs out, I will count and let you know at least how many I have. How many varieties of micro dwarf tomatoes it is that I have. I already know, I don't have a huge collection of them. I think, well, no, I know dozens of people who have way more than I do. I've met them through trading seeds online. And the real serious ones of us will have spreadsheets. And I have been on some people's spreadsheets that have had literal hundreds of varieties. Hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds. Just, wow. And they're not just being made here in the United States, by the way. You're gonna, this is in the wrong thing. They're being developed around the world as well. We're not the only tomato-loving people out there. Now, this variety right now, I'm currently growing for the hashtag Micro Dwarf 2526. It is the cherry tomato brown. Micro Dwarf around 25 centimeters high, so just under 12 inches. Chocolate brown cherry tomatoes, delicious sweet tomato flavor, creation of Pick and Joy. Probably an F2, 65 to 70 days. Looking forward to trying that one. I haven't had it before. I'm going to say this Canary Kiss is a mini dwarf because I feel like 30 centimeters is about 12 inches. So this is just a little bit too tall. But we got curly kale seeds right here. Now, micro dwarfs, they require the same, you know, full sun that their regular size counterparts do. So your mini dwarfs, your beefsteaks, all of that stuff. They all need full sun. And they are all big feeders as well. All right, friends, so I thought I'd take a moment and show you some of the companies that these seeds did come from. So Woodland Creations, they are on Etsy and they have a decent selection. I would say maybe 15 different types of micro dwarfs, at least when I was last on their website. But I got multiple things from them. Let's see. RenaissanceFarms.org. They have some micro dwarfs there. I think they have a really big YouTube channel as well, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. TomatoEden.net. This is from another country, but I've been talking with this lady for, I don't know, a while now because she's part of that Tomato Lovers Collective group, and so I bought from her. If you buy from HRSeeds, do know that it's going to take a long time to get to you. So now would be like perfectly fine to do it since we can't grow anything anyway, at least not where I'm at. Here's some more from Woodland Creations. And my gardener has a couple selections. I don't think many, maybe one or two. I got these from HRSeeds. They sold something else. They had an herb that I wanted, which is how I ended up with these seeds. I can't remember what it was though. But yeah, so there's that company you can try. Because that's a big question I get a lot of the time. Where do you get your seeds at? All kinds of places. You make a lot of friends in the tomato community, you know? Let's see. Oh, here. The Secret Seed Cartel. They have a few. I grew Paz Pride last year. As I recall, this was really good. I think that I grew it in that unit that's right in front of me. Pretty productive. There's more from Woodland Creations. Baker Creek has a couple selections. There's this. And then I think they have, oh, here. They have the Mini Bell. They also have the Micro Tom. And there's the Gourmandise, but I think the Gourmandise is about like more like 16 inches as opposed to like 12 inches. So I wouldn't necessarily consider that a Micro Dwarf. Here's another one from the Secret Seed Cartel.com. And then these, all of these little small ones in these packets, I've done videos on me unboxing these seeds, so I will link to those up above here. You can check those out and see what kind of stuff I got from this website. I've bought from them twice, I want to say. This one's across the country too. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. BNS Seeds. She's a very nice lady. Again, really active in the TLC group. She has a shop. But again, out of the country, but will ship to America. And then Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head has sent me quite a few different tomato seeds. Here's BNS Seeds again. Kirte Tomate. I don't remember buying from this. So somebody else has though, apparently. And they have Micro Dwarf seeds. I grew this one last year, remember? This was a fun one. It's a fuzzy tomato, and the leaves are very fuzzy too. That was a really cool one. I like that one a lot. Let's see. Forgotten Heirlooms. Don't know if we mentioned them, but they have a few Micro Dwarfs. I'm seeing Micro Dwarfs Siam here, and Micro Dwarf Raspberry Ruffles, Micro Dwarf Mini Marzano, Micro Dwarf Micro Purple. Pink Spot, again, more from Woodland Creations. And let's see, more from Secret Seed Cartel, Gigi's Glory. I grew that one last year. That was fun. And I think that might do it for the different places where my seeds came from. HRSeeds.com. Oh yeah, they had something else that I wanted, and I threw these in there. I hadn't heard of it before. Shortly after I bought these two, somebody traded me and included them in there. Go figure. Let's see, and that looks like, nope, got something here from, oh, bunny hop seeds. I think that's what it's called, bunny hop seeds. I forget the lady's name, but she has quite a few that she's working on right now. Nikovia seeds, Seed Cartel, and BNAs. And that looks like it. Okay, so we'll get those away. All right, so those are some places that you might try for different micro dwarf seed varieties. All right, let me count these up, and I'll tell you guys how many varieties I have. But before I tell you that, let me know down below. Take a guess. How many varieties do you think I have here? All right, friends, I counted them all up. Did you put your guess down in the comments of how many varieties you think I have here? Do it now or forever hold your peace. All right, so the answer is 103. I have 103 varieties of micro dwarf tomatoes. Okay, so now I'm just going to sort these into alphabetical order, and then I'll start loading them into my book.
Was a little something there. I didn't get any undertones to it. Texture was about average on that. Nothing special with the texture. Again, the skins on these tomatoes. The flesh on these.
All right, friends, there it is. I got them in. I need to buy some letters or make some. I very could just make some using my label maker for the alphabet. So it would be A for this page and B for this page and so forth and so on. But I got them all in here and I think it looks good. At a later date, if I wanted to, I can go through and print out pictures for each of these that are missing photos. I still have plenty of room for more seeds. Not that I'm buying any, because I haven't been buying any. But I could if I wanted to. You never know. Might get a nice little trade going with somebody or something here pretty soon from the community. But yeah, so everything's in. It's not in alphabetical order per se. So they're in A, B, C, and D as categories, but then not alphabetized within each section. Does that make sense? I could go back and do that. There's plenty of room to do that, but I'm not. Most of them fit on one side of the page anyway. And so, I mean, it's just really no point in me having to go through all that. Maybe if I were to collect, say, another 50, 100 more, then I would go through and maybe try sorting these out alphabetically. But, and you might have noticed some that you thought maybe I should have included. But if I saw anywhere where it said something like, see, this shouldn't be in here. I see, like 30 inches is like the max, I think, for a micro dwarf, and this says 30 to 40. So I don't know. I don't think that should be in there. I took it out. If it was anything above 30 centimeters high or taller than 12 inches, I didn't include it in the micro dwarfs. Not everything told me though, so I just have to trust that these people know what a micro dwarf is. Or at least that we all are on the same accord as to what classifies as a micro dwarf. And again, to me, that's 30 centimeters or 12 inches and shorter. At any rate, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share with your family and friends. And I will see you all in another video on another day. Until then, happy growing, my friends.